Welcome to the Valenti VOD. We got breaking news. Netanyahu says Hamas Gaza chief killed Mohammed Sinwar has been killed. Now, if you remember about a week ago, I made a video saying that Israel may or may not have killed the current leader of Hamas in their unrelenting airstrikes that killed between 600 and 900 civilians. They did manage to get one of the bad guys. Ain't that something? Only 900 babies had to die for you to get the one big baddie. I guess that makes you in the right. Woo! Anyway, we're going to cover this. This is completely breaking news, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you do want to support the channel financially, because this is real independent media, there's a couple of ways you can do it. This fucking chair has a hydraulic leak. You can become a patron on Patreon for $5, become a member on YouTube for $5. You can buy some merch, and you can use the 40% off discount code for Valenti videos. Netanyahu says Hamas Gaza chief Mohammed Sinwar has been killed. Let's see. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said on Wednesday that Mohammed Sinwar, Hamas's Gaza chief and the younger brother of the Palestinian militant group's deceased leader and mastermind of the October 2023 attack, Yahya Sinwar, has been killed. Mohammed Sinwar had been the target of an Israeli strike on a hospital in southern Gaza earlier this month, and Netanyahu said on May 22nd that it was likely that he was dead. I love that they just slipped that in there. Been the target of an Israeli strike on a hospital in southern Gaza. No mention of the fucking hundreds of babies that were literally incinerated. There was one woman, a doctor, mother of 9, who was at the hospital working on patients, and when the bombs dropped, all 9 of her children were incinerated. Their flesh was melted off, and they were left as a pile of bones and ashes. All 9 of her children. But that's okay, because we got the big bad guy. Right, Netanyahu, you genocidal fucking hellspawn? You fucking nutcase. The Israeli leader announced that Sinwar had been, quote, eliminated in an address to the Israeli parliament as he listed off names of other Hamas officials that Israel has killed over the past 20 months, including Sinwar's brother, Yahya. Quote, in the last 2 days, we have been in a dramatic turn towards a complete defeat of Hamas, he said, adding that Israel was also, quote, taking control of food distribution, a reference to a new aid distribution system in Gaza managed by a U.S.-backed group. Mind you, 48 infants have starved to death in the past 24 hours, and another 14,000 infants are estimated to starve to death in the next 48 hours because Israel is withholding food and aid from the Gazan population, forcing them all to starve to death because Benjamin Netanyahu is the modern version of Hitler and the IDF is the modern version of the SS, not to mention the fact that Israel, the nation, is the closest resembling nation to Nazi Germany in modern history, an active apartheid that is committing a genocide on hundreds of thousands of civilians, and the population is almost entirely women and children. Great job, Netanyahu. You're going to go down in history as a fucking demon. Hamas has yet to confirm Sinwar's death. Netanyahu's announcement comes as the Israeli military has intensified its war campaign in Gaza after breaking a fragile ceasefire with Hamas in March. Israel has said it aims to dismantle Hamas's governing and military capabilities and secure the release of hostages that are still held in Gaza. Yeah, the ones that you didn't blow up because you don't give a fuck about the hostages. The war erupted on October 7th, 2023, when Hamas-led militants stormed out of Gaza, rampaging through southern Israeli communities and killing around 1,200 people, mostly civilians. More than 250 were captured and taken as hostages into Gaza. Israel's retaliatory genocide on Gaza has decimated the coastal territory, killing more than 200,000, according to health officials in Gaza, and displaced over 2 million Palestinians. Gazan health officials have said most of those killed have been civilians, but have not said how many militants have died. Israel believes it has killed tens of thousands of militants, but has not provided any evidence to support those claims. Israel military chief Eyal Zamir on May 26 said Hamas had lost many assets, including its command and control center. Sinwar was elevated to the top ranks of the Palestinian militant group last year after Israel killed his brother Yahya in combat. Yahya Sinwar masterminded the October 2023 attack in Israel that triggered the war. Now, in its 20th month, and was later named the overall leader of the group after Israel killed his predecessor, Ismail Haniyeh, in Iran. This is from Alexander Cornwell and Emily Rose. This is from Reuters as of what time? This is updated an hour ago, so 11 a.m. Eastern. I don't know what D means, but Eastern. And yeah, okay, so we've got an update on the war, or sorry, the genocide. And if you saw my last video, we covered an interview with the former Israeli Prime Minister who admitted that Israel is committing a genocide, Israel committing war crimes. This has nothing to do with fighting Hamas. It has everything to do with just genocidal tendencies within the Israeli government. Excuse me. What can I say? What can I say? I could say, if you think that this is the end of the conflict, you're an idiot. I can say that if you think Hamas is something where you cut the head off the snake and the whole thing dies, you're also an idiot. Because Hamas is more like it's more like a hydra. You cut off one head, 2 spawn in. You cut off those 2 heads, 4 spawn in. This is insurgent math. This is something that the Americans learned during our fucking 22-year-long invasion of Iraq and Afghanistan, which is every time you kill a fucking terrorist or a freedom fighter or somebody who's defending their land or you are the invader, every time you kill one of them, you create 2 more. Because now you have strengthened their cause. Now, and here's the analogy I like to use. I want you to imagine you're at Thanksgiving. You know how you have that crazy uncle? We'll call him Crazy Uncle Steve. Everybody's got a crazy Uncle Steve, right? And your crazy uncle, you know, you don't like him. You don't like the things he says. You think he's nuts. But hell, he's part of the family and he gets to come to Thanksgiving. So you meet up with your family on Thanksgiving, 20 people around the table, and there's crazy Uncle Steve. Well, turns out, you may not have known this, but crazy Uncle Steve, he's a terrorist. He's in a terror organization. And he's been watched. So the government says, oh, we finally got a location on crazy Uncle Steve. Problem is, he's with his whole family, all around the dinner table. And the government, they say, well, that's okay. There's only 19 civilians there. Fucking bomb them. So they do. And they drop a bomb on you and your family having Thanksgiving dinner. And they get their target. They kill crazy Uncle Steve. But they also kill and incinerate your entire family. You live. You wake up in the rubble, your fucking nieces and nephews, their skin has melted off. You're surrounded by the ashes and bones of your parents and your siblings and your grandmother. And suddenly you go, wow, maybe crazy Uncle Steve wasn't that crazy. Maybe all that shit he said about how these are fucking nutcases who are willing to kill us all, maybe he wasn't wrong. And now you've created another insurgent. This is insurgent math. You cannot win this war. You will not win this war. The only possible way for you to win this is by exterminating the Palestinians. And they know it. The IDF, Netanyahu, this genocidal Nazi nation of Israel are well aware that the only possible way they can win is by completely exterminating them. If you ever wondered what you would do during the Holocaust, this, whatever you're doing right now, is what you would have done during the Holocaust. You're living through it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. If you're watching this live on YouTube, you stay. We're going to keep going. If you're watching this pre-recorded, click that video right over there. I promise you it's an absolute banger. Have a good one.